Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Minty and this is episode 24, or 23. Whichever episode number it is, it doesn't matter because this is the last one. This is the final of the Battleship Brawl tournament. After this, the tournament is done. In the finals here, we've got the Broadhead by myself and the BB15 by the Light LOD. Okay, as this is the final match, the way this is going to work is the Broadhead only needs to win twice to claim victory. The BB15 must win 4 times. As I mentioned this back in the first episode, and the reason for that is this is a double elimination tournament. The Broadhead does not get eliminated by losing once. This ship got a chance at a second chance, so the Broadhead will be given the same thing. However, rather than doing it in 2 separate episodes, I'm just going to do it in one. So if the BB15 is able to defeat the Broadhead significantly as it should in order to claim victory here, if the Broadhead just got lucky in its previous matches, then winning 4 times before it wins twice should be no problem. So this is going to be a bit of a long episode because it could go up to 6 battles between these two, but it's the finals. That's just... yeah. So, enough of my rambling. Now that I've explained how these things are going to work and what's going to happen here, we're going to go ahead and get the battle. Bumped my mouse there. Let me get centered. Alright, get the battle underway. 10 minutes on the clock, both ships settle into the water, do their thing, Broadhead comes up to speed, BB15 getting its guns ready, turning, doing its thing, getting ready to fire. Broadhead opens up with its initial volley, smashes into the BB15. Doesn't seem to do... oh, wait, there goes the turret. Yeah, that did some significant damage. Let's see how the Broadhead's doing. Oh, it lost some guns. That is what the BB15 needs to do in order to win this. For sure. It needs to knock out some of the Broadhead's weaponry. The two ships just kind of pass each other. Whoa! That was a close shot. Just barely missed. But now the Broadhead has its very weakly armored backside exposed. This is not a good position for it. Oh, but it managed to blow off one of the guns before it could get a shot off on it. Because if another issue is, as we've seen, they do tend to have a range issue when they get this far. And if the BB15 managed to blow off some or all of those rudders, it may make the Broadhead unable to return to the battle in time. So that's another danger of having its rear exposed like that. So far, both ships taking some pretty good damage. The Broadhead's down to 97%, the BB15 77%. Wow, it's taking more damage than it looks like. I guess those turrets make up a lot of its blocks. It has lost 3 guns. So I suppose that would have a huge effect on the hit points here. Let me check the range. Okay, we are in range. We may have gone out of range there for a few seconds, but nothing major. The shell's coming in. Oh, that looks like it skipped off the water right next to the Broadhead. You heard the splash. That wasn't off the armor. More hits coming in from the Broadhead. Those hits hitting a pretty significantly well-armored portion of the Broadhead there, so didn't do much. Broadhead firing some more, blowing open some of the superstructure there, but that's not gonna end the BB15. You're gonna have to blow off those guns and get some damage into the hull itself if you want to kill this ship, Broadhead. And the BB15 keeps hitting the hull. And that is not what it wants to do. Like, the hull is very, very durable on the Broadhead. It needs to get those guns offline, because as of right now, like, the Broadhead has actually brought one of its destroyed guns back online. It's got a shortened barrel, so it's not quite as effective. But ooh, see, that took out some of the propulsion on the Broadhead. Oh, and one of the guns, one of the rearmost guns, just popped off. Because, like I said, as I've said, that rear armor on the Broadhead is very thin. Very, very thin. It's basically non-existent. There's no real armor. It's just structural elements. Oh, we're getting kind of far apart again here. Still within range, though. You can hear those repair bots clicking away, though. I don't. The last time I said that, you couldn't really hear it over the sound. Hear it in the video itself. Oh, the BB15 is just a wreck. It is just torn up. Oh man. That poor ship is just in some serious pain, down to 59%. Yeah, it needs to knock off some of the Broadhead's guns. Like, that is the weak point on the Broadhead, is its weaponry is very fragile, and getting hits in the right spots will just blow the guns off rather easily, despite the heavy armor of the Broadhead. But its quick maneuverable nature combined with its low profile seems to be giving the BB15 some trouble with landing its shots. And that is it. The BB15 is 50%. It is 2 damaged and going to despawn. Just waiting for the blocks to start falling to make it official. Oh, and right at the end there, the Broadhead finishes the thing, kills the last of the BB15's gun, and that is it. The Broadhead is victorious. The BB15 is defeated in the first round here. Alright. It's like, I'm honestly kind of surprised. I expected I did not expect the Broadhead to make it this far because of how fragile those guns are. Like, we've seen it get those guns blown off repeatedly, and I was fully expecting that to be the thing that holds it back. But when it doesn't get those guns destroyed, it puts out some serious hurt. Perhaps not quite as much as the Borg Cube or the Sledgehammer, but I think the thing that's really making the weaponry effective on that's gonna be super low. It'll pop up. It's not. I don't think it's gonna make a difference here. If it does, I'll run it again because this is the final, and I don't want to influence this in any way, shape, or form. If I get the win, I want to get it legit. So here we go, round 2 of the Battleship Brawl Finals underway. See, and the BB-15 popped right up, right onto the surface, started moving. It really didn't make any difference between it settling up or settling down. It's basically the same thing. Both ships moving into attack position, aiming their weapons. Broadhead doing its initial volley. Oh, I'm managing to shimmy dodge both of the volleys from the BB-15, and its return fire blew off both front turrets. Oh no, that's not good for the BB-15. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a collision here. I'm not sure if this is a good thing for the Broadhead, because its ability to maneuver and avoid the shells of the BB-15 is what I think is keeping its guns alive to keep it into the fight. But like this, the BB-15 can't miss. Like, the barrels are practically pushed into the Broadhead's side. Oh, and they're locked together. This is not a good situation for the Broadhead. Not a good situation at all. I think the Broadhead is actually pushing the BB-15 along right now. This is the fastest the BB-15 has ever moved. Oh, big explosion there. Frags flying everywhere. Oh, my computer cannot handle all the collision. Oh, God, everything's slowed to a crawl. I'm going to pause the timer until things start moving well again. Okay, get the timer restarted. I don't want there to be a victory or a win or a loss caused by lag. But geez, yeah, that was heavy. They're just sitting on each other. I don't think that the Broadhead is really able to do much in this position. Its guns are having a very hard time actually getting on target, and with the BB-15 pounding into the same spot over and over and over, the Broadhead is taking some serious damage. Like, there's a big chunk missing here. Granted, most of that is spaced armor, but still. The ships need to separate. Well, the BB15 doesn't want to separate. It wants to stay at this point-blank range and continually pound on the Broadhead without really taking any significant return fire. Though it has lost a lot of its weaponry as well. This gun is still somewhat intact, but it has lost a lot of its internals and is offline. The BB15 seems to be getting out in front of the Broadhead is getting out in front of the BB15 now, and but it's exposing that weak rear armor. But at the same time, I think it just shot itself. Oh no! The Broadhead may have just lost its ability to maneuver. It may have just killed its own naval AI card, or damaged its engines to the point where it can't move anymore. That's not good for the Broadhead. That is. Oh, don't shoot yourself! Oh, the AI in this game. It can be so silly sometimes. Oh, Broadhead getting very lucky with those water bounce shots. Oh, those could have done some serious damage at that range and where they were aimed. But they skipped off the water instead of punching into the Broadhead's hull. The Broadhead dead in the water at the moment. I'm not sure why. It has multiple redundant AIs to keep itself from having the situation happen. It must have lost all of its engines. That's the only thing I can think of that that could cause this. As you can see, it still has AIs. Its guns are still firing. It's just immobile. And oh, that gun just got blown the heck up. That's one of the HE guns, though. That's not an overly important weapon. BB15 sailing off. The Broadhead is doing its best to rain shells on it, but it is dead in the water, and this is not a good position for it. The repair bots are working furiously, and see, they've repaired a lot of the damage that was over here already. The Broadhead's repair abilities are, I believe, they are the strongest repairs in the tournament. I could be wrong, but I have quite a few repair bots on this thing. Oh no, that may have just killed that gun. Is it gonna pop, or did it just lose its AI? Yeah, it popped. Oh, Broadhead down to 2 guns. Oh, but there it goes. It has gotten power back and is moving once more. Well, it seems the BB15 is now dead in the water. Oh, that would have been a dead gun if that gun wasn't already dead. Broadhead down to a whopping 2 guns. The repair bots working furiously to keep the ship alive. Broadhead 71%, BB15 68%. Oh, that got really close to taking out a gun there. Is that... I'm not sure why the guns aren't aiming anymore. Did they lose their AI? The BB-15's still alive. Both ships still have AI. It may have lost the particular AI that controls these 2 guns, because the guns are controlled in pairs. And the AI that controls those guns may be down. Oh, man. The BB-15 just refuses to go quietly into the night. It is putting up one hell of a fight this time. I have no idea what's going to happen. The HP values are very similar. The BB-15 currently has operable weapons. The Broadhead is significantly damaged, has lost the AI that controls its two remaining guns. It's become a question of whether it'll be able to repair those guns before the BB-15 can kill them. Because if it manages to actually pop the guns, there's no way it'll get those repaired. It's got to be running low on resources just from all the repairs it's done. I mean, look at all that hole that it's had to fix. There used to be a giant hole there. It has to be running low on resources. Just the hope is that it doesn't run out before, or well, my hope is that it doesn't run out before it can repair that AI. Oof. Hit to the side there. Oh, there's the AI. AI's back online again. What's the range at? 800 meters. We're still doing fine. The Broadhead's coming around. It seems like the out of range only happens when they're both sailing away from each other. Ooh, just nicked a block off there and skipped when it skipped off the water. Oh, those two shells raining in. Yeah, the Broadhead's repair abilities seem to be what are making the difference in this fight. Because if it didn't have as good repair abilities as it does, it would not have been able to bring itself back online. And the BB15 would be in serious trouble. And the BB15, is it even repairing? Let's see, is it gaining blocks? Yeah, it does have some repairs, but not anywhere near as much as the Broadhead. Oh, saw a big explosion on the rear there. Did it take out a gun? Nope. The guns are still active. They're still firing away. We've got 2 minutes left on the clock, and the Broadhead has managed to repair itself to have an HP lead. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, those punched in rather far. Well, that's because there's so much damage in this area. Yep. There's a big shot. Oh, nope, that's a miss. That could have done some damage with the area it was aimed, but it did not quite land where it needed to. Broadhead all the way back up to 75% right there. Ticked up just before I closed the window. Yep, the Broadhead has a 10% HP lead now. The BB15 is slowly losing hit points while the Broadhead is slowly repairing itself back up. I bet you there's guns being repaired down in those holes. Yep. And the BB15, its weaponry has been rather decimated. This gun's still alive, but it seems to be stuck on this pole, maybe? I'm not sure what it's doing. It's not facing straight forward. But it must be stuck on that pole. And it hasn't realized that it could turn around, face the other way, and shoot at the BB-15. Oh, I need to check the range on that. Ooh, the Broadhead is actually out of range. By just a little bit, but it's coming around and bringing everything back in now. And there's not even enough time left on the clock for it to be disqualified. It's coming down to the wire. Basically, the BB-15 needs to land a knockout blow. And AI dead the Broadhead at this point in order to win. Because it's not going to get too damaged, and with the Broadhead having 4 AIs in redundant positioning, it's not going to happen. And there it is. That's time, folks. The battle is over. The Broadhead is at 78%, the BB-15 62%. That is a 16% difference, and more than enough to claim a victor. Condolences, Light OOD. Your BB-15 put up one hell of a fight. It was a very tough competitor, and I am honestly surprised that this very simple but efficient design here managed to pull off the win against some of these opponents. I did not expect it to beat the Borg Cube. I don't know how well it would have done against the Sledgehammer, because the Sledgehammer's fire was more focused, but that is it. The Battleship Brawl tournament is complete, with the Broadhead by myself as the victor, which makes me squirm a little bit, because this is the second tournament I've hosted and the second tournament that I've won, so I really don't want people thinking that I'm like not being fair or anything. I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can. Obviously, I'm rooting for my ship when it's fighting. I can't help that. I am biased in that way, and that's going to happen. That would happen with anybody. But I don't let that actually impact the game. I'm just rooting for it. I want my ship to win. If it had lost, well, I would have taken that. I honestly, especially with how the first fight with the Borg Cube went, I thought I was done. I thought I was going to lose the tournament. I thought I was going to go to the secondary bracket, have to face the Sledgehammer, and probably lose to it too. But the Borg Cube was unable to consistently defeat the Broadhead, and then it was able to defeat the BB-15 here twice and eliminate it from the tournament. It is the last ship standing. This has been one hell of a tournament, folks. I really enjoyed it. It's been really fun. I hope everybody else has enjoyed watching these. I'm a little sad that it's over, because this has just been... It's been quite a ride. I've really enjoyed it. These past 2 months doing the Cruiser Clash and the Battleship Brawl have been a lot of fun, and I do plan on continuing to do more tournaments. Next month, I have the 500k No Holds Barred tournament. The thread is already up. It's been up for a week or two now. Basically, there are some restrictions on distance and elevation, and I think Lua is banned, and that's basically it. Everything else goes. There are no other restrictions. Exploits are allowed. Broken mechanics are allowed. Everything goes. No holds are barred. So if you want to get in on that, just get to work, because that's going to be starting up on the 1st of the month. I haven't received any entries for it yet. One person did put in an entry. I believe it was Charadon, but they wanted me to spawn in like 40 little drones for them for each battle, and that's just that. That's one blueprint, please. I need to hit the spawn button like once, and then your entry is in the battle, because it would take me like a good 15-20 minutes just to spawn in all of those entries on one side. If I got 2 people doing that, you're talking about I'm spending an hour just spawning in vehicles to do a 10-minute battle. Like, that's a bit much. I'm not going to be doing that, so just please, one blueprint, and take part. Even if you don't think you can bring something that's going to win. I learned a lot from a design standpoint in how to build ships by participating in Jimmer's 1 million King of the Hill or 1 million RP King of the Hill tournament, and also from watching other tournaments and just looking at those designs. And somebody on the forum said that the Broadhead is close to the optimal shape for speed. I didn't know that. Like, that was not intentional. That was just I wanted the spaced armor, and so you can see all the repair bots in here. It has a ton of repair bots. It has all of those. Has some in the backs back here. It has a ton of them. It's got some in the middle compartments. It has repair bots all over the place, and I think that that ability to regenerate itself when it takes damage really saved its bacon in a few situations, especially in this last match. But anyway, I'll stop wasting your time. I'll stop rambling. It's been fun. It's been great. I hope I'll see you in the 500k No Holds Barred tournament. Have a good one.